Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Fools on a Hill podcast, where we bring you the latest news and our expert opinion on the newest releases in the world of music. Whew, I'm Cal.
Index Scythe?
No.
No.
Scythe Deg.
17.
Scythe Dave.
Deg.
Scythe Dave.
Bloody hell, Yanni.
Pen Piddin.
I don't know what you're saying.
I called you dickhead in
Yeah,
Welsh. I'm Cal,
Fucking bid here.
and this is my favourite time of the week because I am joined by my lovely boys, Yanni and Liam. How are we?
Good. As you can tell, fluent Welsh speaker.
I'm good, man. I saved the hedgehog the other day. Do you know
I've
that?
been waiting for him to tell the story.
Oh,
I just remembered. I
go
just
on.
remembered then.
Go on. Run us through it.
So we were out somewhere, I can't remember where, and then came back. That part's pretty boring. But as we were pulling into the drive,
Could have avoided the first part of that story, really.
well, because we were driving into the drive, and I noticed just outside our kind of the front of our house, there's a little grassy patch, and I noticed a hedgehog. I thought, a little baby hedgehog, but it was the middle of the day. Hedgehogs famously nocturnal, as far as I'm aware.
Famously.
Little tiny thing, just a little ball of spikes, and I thought, I don't know what to do here. So I immediately kind of stood with it for a minute, trying to work out what to do. Tried to call different places, couldn't find anything. Anyway, eventually I went to go and grab a box from the house, and Lydia was watching it. And this fella that lives up the road, a little bit of a scatty fella, came over, picked it up, took it across the road, dropped it in a field. I was like, I don't want to keep hold of that. It gets used to people. You'll end up dependent on you, which is questionable. I don't know if it'll become dependent on me over one day. But okay, sure. Thought, well, it's in the field now. It's fine. Like 20 minutes later, I went out to put something in the bins, and he shouts from across the road. Even though after he dropped the hedgehog, he went. The fella, even though he dropped it and went home, he came back, and he was with his partner. I assume it's his partner. And they're like, "Oh, the hedgehog keeps trying to come out of the field onto the road. Can you look after it?" And I thought, "What? Yeah, all right." And I was like, "I'll get a box." So now I'm in charge of this hedgehog. So I got a little box, stuck it in the box. Give it some, we'd just thrown away some old pillows. So I took the fluff out of that for it. And give it some dog food and shit, which it loved. Called it Porky. And kind of kept it sealed in this box in our little coal shed. With the plan tomorrow, there's a place just across the road. It's like a little farm. I don't really know what the actual main purpose is, but they have animals. So I was just going to take it there in the morning.
So you've still got the hedgehog?
No.
Oh.
Well, this was Sunday.
Oh,
so
right.
this all happened on Sunday. So the
Right,
plan was on Monday morning I was going to take it. And then it got to like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, well, maybe I should just go and take it. Like, there's a woods just over there. I'll just go and take it to the woods. So I got Lydia in the car. I was like, right, we're going to the woods. So took Porky in a box.
Not the first time she said that.
Wandered through the woods in the pitch dark. It's a place that we go with Mango sometimes to walk, but we've not been in a while. And this particular path had overgrown a lot with nettles, and I was wearing shorts. That wasn't very fun. Got her to a reasonable spot. Opened the box, pinged her out, and used a bit of I broke a bit of the box off and lifted her and put her into the bramble. Straight away spotted a little slug. She was having a good time with that, and off she scuttled into the wilderness.
So not so dependent on you after all.
No, not at all. But I was very sad. I felt a very deep emotional connection to Porky in our brief time together.
No, Liam, this isn't the first time you've had a hedgehog, is it?
No, I had a pet hedgehog.
What?
Yeah.
You both know this. Calvin, you don't know this.
Maybe, but maybe I don't know.
I can't remember when this was actually. It was this college time. Yeah, I guess we weren't actually
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
close then.
Prime time for a hedgehog.
I had a pet hedgehog, an African pygmy hedgehog, called Prinny.
I do remember the name has rung a bell.
Yeah, and she shit everywhere and ran around all night and kept me awake. I had her for 2 weeks and then sold her on. That was one thing about this hedgehog. When I opened the box and tried to lift her out, I stuck my finger straight into hedgehog shit. Just very messy. It was everywhere. It was all in the box. I mean, she was scared, but
Well,
I will say that when I went to check on her a few hours after we first found her, and she was fast asleep in a box. So I think I made the right decision. They are nocturnal. She was having a kip during the day, and now she's safe in the wilderness, hopefully, and not been eaten by a bigger predator.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that though, mate. As far as you're concerned, she's living a happy life in the woods.
She's having a great time. The place where I put her, I saw a snail, slug, some little maggot things. I saw all sorts of little creatures there that she could have a nice little feast on. So, yeah, did my best for her. I'm assuming she's a she, just because of the kind of connection we shared.
Just was the puss.
Could tell from the vibes. So there's my hedgehog story. Thanks for listening.
Brilliant. That was wonderful. That's your good deed of the day.
I
Now,
mean, that covers at least a month, I'd say.
oh, yeah,
That's
true.
a month-long good deed.
That is true.
I'll be riding that one for a couple of months, I reckon.
Yeah.
Might need it.
Very good.
Are we a
Leave it in
music
the back pocket.
podcast, by any chance? Or?
We are a music podcast, and this week, the best festival that none of us have been to happened.
Yeah, so really, is it the best festival?
Good
Yeah.
question.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
it
true.
looks magical even on BBC, so I can imagine being there would just be an out of body experience. And that is Glastonbury, everybody. Did we all enjoy it? The BBC coverage, that is, not Somerset.
I watched several sets on iPlayer.
I made a list before, and it was quite a lot that I watched, actually.
I've not really seen that much yet. This is my first day off since Glastonbury started, so once we've wrapped up recording, I'm gonna go through quite a few. But I did watch Crangbin, and fucking hell.
Lot to be said there.
A lot. That I'm
In
not
very
gonna
few
say.
words.
Yeah, just for great time.
The thing with Crangbin is, like I said to you, I've only ever watched live videos. Which, you know, if you know, you know.
I know. I know.
And I think they're very good. I've just never really enjoyed their music very much. Just to listen to. Do you know what I mean? I just never really got into them.
Well, since watching that, I've listened to their Spotify stuff quite a bit, and it's just vibey, man, vibey. And I would love to go and see them live. The stage setup that they had, I think they were on the Greenpeace stage, maybe. And there's like loads of fairy lights and shit, and it just looked good. Just looked good. Who's your favourite that you've seen?
My favourite that I saw was either Kendrick, because that was
I
phenomenal,
haven't seen Kendrick yet.
or Idol's pretty good. I miss
Idols were very
Fontaine's.
good.
I need to try and watch that.
Fontaine's, I wouldn't. I know we obviously went to see them. I only watched like 4 songs. And it wasn't quite as good as when we saw them. And like they didn't have the same, like, you know, the stage had like the flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
And the flashing lights on the letters. Didn't have any of that, which is weird. It was like a worse set for some reason for Glastonbury.
Jack White was good.
Jack White was really good.
I watched it from the latest track he released as a single.
I can't remember
whatever it's called.
That might have been it. But one of the new songs off of his new album that he played was really good.
Yeah.
It's something about Tricks, is it, or something?
Yes, that was it. Yeah. That is the one.
That was really good. And of course, Lazaretto was really good. That's a very basic
I missed that one because he played that earlier on, I think.
That was a good set. He played really well. Like, he's got this kind of like way of playing that reminds me of like Jimi Hendrix. Like, he's just kind of like, it's part of his body, and the way he like moves with a guitar is very kind of interesting to watch. I like that.
One of the ones I was most interested in watching was Eve Tumor, and I got about 20 seconds into into the vocals of Jackie, and it was fucking awful. So I turned it off.
Did not realise they were playing.
Yeah, it was either deliberately out of time or there was some sort of technical issue with the backing track, and it just was not very good. I do want to go back and watch Kerosene though, because that's a fucking tune.
I watched until Kerosene. And then I checked up the set list and realised they weren't playing Licking an Orchid. I was upset, so I didn't carry on watching. But Kerosene was good, and what's the other song called?
Dream Palette?
No.
So it's Strawberry?
Strawberry Privilege?
No, that wasn't on there either, I don't think. It was the main one. The main one off the album. I'm saying that, or maybe I just think it was the main one.
Dream Palette.
That was pretty good. No, it wasn't Dream Palette. We're gonna have to find out.
Oh, well, this is boring.
A couple of songs are pretty good, but I stopped watching. I've just counted now. I watched at least like 2 or 3 songs from 19 different performances.
Wow.
Gospel for a New Century is the song.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Sam Fender was good.
Sam Fender was
Sam
good.
Fender was good. Wolf Alice were
The only
very
problem
good.
for me for Sam Fender was it was exactly when we went to see him.
Okay.
Which of course it's going to be because he plays the songs well and they're very kind of straight songs.
It did make me realise
But-
that most of his songs are very similar, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Though
Olivia Rodrigo was really good.
I didn't watch that.
Big up Lily
Never
Allen.
watched that. Yes,
Good
I
time.
knew about that. But
That wasn't BBC cut that, you know.
Well, yeah, they
also
did.
cut all the swearing.
They did, but then they uploaded just that track to their YouTube. So
Okay.
very strange.
On iPlayer.
Very strange decision. Blossoms brought out Mel C to
Yeah,
cover
that
"Spice
was
Up Your Life."
good.
That was actually a very good cover. Yeah, because that could have been awful.
Last night I started to watch Jamie T because I heard rumours that he was off his face during the whole performance, and I can certify that he was off his face during the whole performance.
You play very well though, considering.
I was
quite
did.
impressed.
It
I
was
watched
very
Sticks and
high
Stones,
energy.
on YouTube, and yeah, but fair play to him, living his best life.
Yeah.
Confidence Man, they were really good.
Yes. So yeah, they were great. Made me listen to that album they just released, and as I messaged in the group chat, fantastic album.
Yeah,
Highly
solid album, yeah.
recommend. Honestly.
thanks.
It's a good time.
All right. Yeah, you just don't enjoy yourself then.
I can't think of anyone who I'm trying to watch now. Really, I need to get through the Macca set because that's like.
I had some
watched like
comments
20
on
minutes.
that. I had some comments.
Well.
It's upsetting. Him and Diana Ross are sort of butchering their own music.
But you've got to admire him. You're playing 35 songs, just under 3 hours. The man's at 80.
Yeah, I get
Fair
that.
dues.
But also, stop.
I don't know.
I watched like 20 minutes and he sounded good to be fair, so I was quite impressed of
It
how
was
well he sounded. But
The weird parts
didn't
were
watch
like
anymore.
the really high bits that you sort of know Paul's voice for sort of reaching, the almost falsetto that he reaches with his voice were pretty much bang on, and it was just sort of like the middle bits that were very like ropey. It was very strange, because I mean, like Helter Skelter, you'd think there's no way he's gonna do that any justice, and that was all right. Obviously, he wasn't quite reaching it, but it was at a note that was sort of
Yeah. in the ballpark.
reasonable. But then he played Maybe I'm Amazed. That was awful. Like really bad. The vocals on that was shocking. And he did struggle with Band on the Run a bit, which he got Dave Grohl out for. There was some crossing over of their mics because they were quite next to each other. And I think he may have had a backing track for some of the songs, if not all of them, Paul did, very faintly. And you could pick it up when there was like both of them singing because it was like sort of bleeding through on different mics. It's what it sounded like anyway. But yeah, phenomenal that he's still doing this at 80.
For
But
sure.
just stop now. You've got the legacy.
Yeah.
You've now done Glastonbury. Like, do it. Stop it. What did we watch Kendrick? Any of us?
I
I
saw
haven't yet.
I saw a couple of songs. I will be watching the full set today. Looked incredible.
It was
see.
really great. The only problem I had was that there was a lot of stopping. Now I think there was at a point where he had to get. You've probably seen images or clips of it where like the crown bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, spoilers. And there was a point where he went away for like 5 minutes and came back with his shirt sort of untucked from his pants. I presume that was to put some kind of like blood pack in him.
Squirter.
Yeah, squirter. But he was gone away for a long time and it sort of seemed a bit weird.
But
There was a lot of stopping and starting.
The broadcast is an hour delayed, so why didn't they just fucking cut it out?
I don't know.
Surely that's why there's an hour delay to cut out things like that.
So you can watch it how it was done, Callum. You
Well,
want
I had no
like,
idea
you're
it was an
there.
hour delayed.
Yeah, I'm sure Macca came
But-
on at 9:30, but the broadcast was 10:30. Sure.
I feel like Kendrick started at 9:45 when I watched it.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I thought it was.
But anyway,
Can I
yeah.
tell you who else was good?
Go
Go
on.
on.
Noel Gallagher.
No, I don't watch Noel Gallagher. That was silly.
He was alright.
Courtney Bonnet was good.
I missed that.
With Stella Musgawa on drums from Warpaint.
Ooh.
Not on drums, sorry, on like keys and percussion. You know, the other guy on the stage kind of situation. Declan McKenna was good. I forgot.
I do want to see Declan. Yeah.
I was genuinely surprised that like I was listening to it, I was like, God, this is a fantastic set. And then I remembered, oh, he's got 2 albums of bangers, so like that's of course it's going to be a good set. But genuinely very good. And Warm Dusha. They were great. You should definitely watch them. Who else is on my list? Big Thief were pretty good. And I think that's one I watched, really. I watched a bit of Metronomy.
Yeah.
Didn't really sound that great, I don't think.
I really want to watch Self Esteem. I've heard good things about her set.
I listened to like 3 songs and wasn't really into it at all.
Fair enough.
That doesn't tell you much, though. I definitely enjoyed that.
I watched a little bit of Charlie after Kendrick, and it was good. You didn't get the same kind of feeling that you did when obviously we were actually there, Liam, but it was still a solid performance. But yeah, so Glastonbury complete.
Completed, mate.
Completed it.
We'll have to try and go next year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Try as we might, we may never go.
Yeah. As long as we try.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll have a press pass next year. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we'll get a press pass.
Oh yeah, 100% that'll happen. If you're listening out there, Glastonbury organisers, sort of
Emily, come on.
Yeah, Emily, fun. Moving on, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, what's the story?
What a week for Joe Keery.
The Joe?
The Joe.
Oh, is that who this is?
Yeah. I knew you
Yeah.
wouldn't know. I was going to surprise you
I
later.
thought that, but I was doubting myself.
Joe, Mr. Keery, Mr. Steve Harrington, Mr. Hare has announced that the second album, called Decide, is coming out on September 16th.
He needs to decide on a nickname.
Released a new song called Change, which we'll cover in what I'm going to say about 2.5 minutes, approximately, maybe 3.5. We'll see. And Stranger Things Series 4 Part 2 is coming out on Friday. Are we excited?
No.
Yanni, grow up and watch it. Liam, I don't know.
I've tried to. I didn't enjoy it.
Fuck's sake.
I didn't enjoy it. I've watched that first episode at least 6 times.
Yeah.
And
you
not
need to get past it because I did that.
Me. I've got past it a few times.
Oh, for God's
but
sake.
not much further. I've got to like episode 4, I think, and that's.
I don't get the appeal.
Oh, fair enough
really
then, because Series 1 is significantly better than the rest. And then Series 4 has reached them heights again. So if
Really
you didn't like Series
that.
1, then yeah, don't watch it.
I watched a clip of everyone's raving about recently with the Kate Bush song in the background where she's running away from
Vecna.
And that was cool to watch. And
Yeah, that would have emotional weight
tense.
as well if you cared as well.
Well, it was very tense to watch, even though I had like no emotional attachment to any of the characters. But yeah, just stupid program.
I really think you'd like it, Yanni. I really do. But tell you what, I know that you don't, or that you do like. Sorry, that was not. We're in the land that you don't like. But we're about to go to the hot off the press section.
Scorching.
Wolf Alice are here, not in my house.
No, in my house.
Wolf Alice are playing in my house.
Sorry,
my
Daft
house.
Punk are playing.
And they have released an acoustic version of a few songs from Blue Weekend called Blue Lullaby. Not gonna go
Lullaby version, Cal.
Well,
Come on, get it right. They're called lullaby versions.
The
not
EP's called
acoustic.
Blue Lullaby.
well, anyway, I'm not gonna go through the tracks individually because my friends have not listened to the EP, and they don't really do anything different to the album tracks. They're just lovely versions. Ellie has a great voice. They are very nice songs. I love the album. You two didn't. So I don't really know what
Do you know
more
what,
to
Carl?
say about that.
Do you know what, Carl? I did listen to Lipstick on the Glass in full.
Yeah.
and I very much enjoyed it.
This version or the album version?
This version, Lullaby version.
Yeah.
And I just in the interest of time, had to skip the rest. But I skipped through them, and they all sounded very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I particularly like that Lipstick on the Glass song. I
Good.
might give the album another go.
You really should, because it is wonderful.
I might do. They've had a very busy week, from what I hear. Wolf Alice
They
Yeah.
have.
struggling to get to
poor guys.
Glastonbury and then getting off everywhere.
Yeah.
Love Island. all that.
Chitting.
Here we are, approximately 3.5 minutes later. I think I was pretty much.
It's been 3 minutes and 7 seconds when you said
I'll
that.
give that. I'll take that. Round up.
I'll allow it.
You can't round down. Thank you.
Oh,
To
round
Joe
up, I
Keary.
suppose.
To Joe, Change is the track. It's the first offering since Keep Your Head Up, which was released years ago. I think the production on this track sounds significantly better than anything from 2020. I also think Joe's
Anything.
singing voice is massively improved. There's a funky melody. It's just a bit of a pop. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I quite liked it. A bit more of the sort of 80s electronic sounds. When I was listening to it though, I did feel like, is he just trying to copy the evolution of Tame Impala? Because with that first album, it was very pulling from early Tame Impala, and now this is sort of pulling from very late Tame Impala. So I did feel there was a bit of unoriginality.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
I think it's just,
Yeah.
it is a good step in the right direction for actual production, though. So that's positive. Go on, Liam.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I listened to it, but it's very late Tame Impala. Definitely, really felt that very much so, to the point where I was like, well, I'm not really that massively into new Tame Impala, and so am I really into this? I don't
you
know.
slut.
I feel like you need to be original nowadays because people are burnt out on a lot of things, and just by association, I'm speaking here as me, but this is everyone feels the same way. I can tell you that much for free. You need to be original. If you can't be yourself, who can you be? Not yourself.
Be someone else. If you can't be you, be someone else.
Good advice.
But at least be better than that person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. I think I preferred his earlier style, to be honest. The more rockier.
Yeah, Flash Mountain is a
psychedelic.
bop, and I listen to that still most days, to be honest.
Anyway, well done for the production. Next we have.
Well done for the hair. Sorry. Just
Oh yeah. Next up we have Launder. With the track Intake. Now, did we talk about this the group or the individual
No, we
last
haven't.
week? No,
We
this
haven't
is
discussed
fresh
group
this
yet.
week. Okay. So, from my understanding, Launder, the band, is something that's come about through the main guy spending time with Zachary Cole Smith of Dive fame.
we covered Dive's debut album and a classic this week. If you want to
Check
listen
it
to
out.
that, check it out.
Don't fucking interrupt me
Bit
again.
of self promotion
You
there,
bitch.
Yanni. Come on.
And some other individual.
Do you want me to find out, Jan?
French singer songwriter Soko
He's on it.
or
He's got that.
Soko. Yeah. Anyway, so I
Cool.
just wanted to say that because this song very dive.
Very dive.
I liked the chorus a lot. Very strong chorus in my opinion. The rest of it was sort of I was okay with. Wasn't necessarily bad. But yeah, very much dive influence that you can pick out from this track.
I agree. When it first came on, I got that funny feeling in my tummy by way of association of shoegaze. IBS, yeah. Irritable bowel shoegaze. And yeah, it was decent. I think my love for the genre as a whole kind of clouded my thoughts on the track, but it was decent. I liked the melody of the vocals. I thought the vocals added to it. It was decent.
I quite enjoyed this actually more so than I enjoyed the
Fucking
Dive
come
album.
on!
The main
Wow.
riff, the guitar sound, reminds me very much of a song from Guitar Hero. It's also similar notes, and I just can't place it. It
You
actually
can't
sounds
place it.
quite similar. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was pretty alright. I'd be interested to hear a bit more. I don't love it. I'm not a huge fan of the genre. But I'm happy listening to it.
While we're on the subject of Dive, very quickly, they've finally uploaded all the sort of EPs and singles from before the debut album onto streaming
Oh, nice.
for the first time. So there's an EP of it basically, just called Sometime Human Geist. Sometime and Human are obviously singles off the album Ocean, but these are like earlier versions of them. And then the rest of them are like B-sides to them and bonus tracks off the original album.
Very good.
So yeah, I listened to it last night. Sounds good. Well, I mean, I've heard them before, so I really like them. I know I do.
Is it In the Meantime by Space Hog?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know, I'm going to listen to it now, and then I'll interrupt you in a minute and tell you whether it is or not.
Okay, sound.
It
Kiwi
is.
Senior has had a wee baby child, also named him Kiwi. So by that process, it's now Kiwi Junior. They've released a song we're going to talk about right now, called Unspeakable Things. Except we are going to speak about it, so this isn't one of those things. This was an alright track. I very much got that stroke influence that we touched on from the last one again. And that's all I've got to say.
Yeah,
I didn't pick up on the stroke thing at all, to be honest.
Neither
with you.
did I. I did pick up on it being a
Oh.
decent track though, and I liked the synth riff.
Is this album's now out?
Ah, well,
Was it?
Well, I can listen to the whole thing now if I wanted to, so I presume so.
God damn it.
God damn it, Liam.
I
Oh,
might
no,
do
no,
that this
no.
afternoon because
No, yeah, I think it's later on.
you cow.
That's me.
I quite like this song. I quite like the synth, like the main riff tune. I like the sound of the synths very much, and it's a nice
Marry them.
it's a nice little whistleable little tune. You know, get your head bobbing.
Head bobbing.
Pretty solid. You know, I quite like their first Kiwi Junior's first album. We actually covered it on this podcast, I think.
I think we
Yeah,
did.
might be
that's
the
what you said
practice
last
pod.
time.
So you know, I'll listen to this now one too. But so far, I think from these first two singles, it might be better than the first album, which
What a-
isn't putting
what
the
a big
first one
statement.
down, but it's bringing this one up.
Massive
Wowzers.
statement.
We
Our boy,
elevate our peers.
our boy, Paolo Nutini, is clearly having some sort of breakdown
Yeah.
because again, he has
Yeah.
released two songs that seem to have absolutely no right to be on the same album as the previous three. They are called Acid Eyes and Petrified in Love.
Yeah. I've no idea
Um,
what this album's going to be.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely none. I mean, fair play if that's the route he's going for. Fair play. I can't imagine it's going to be great. But that being said, I really do like Acid Eyes.
I like Acid Eyes, yeah.
Yeah, it's alright.
It was nice and subtle, but his voice still shone through. That was really good. I think that will be a grower in terms of my penis.
I wish something just. I wish a bit more just happened in the song.
Yeah.
I think. But I like the kind of, I like the main kind of melody of the Acid Eyes bit and all that. And this is probably the most like, I guess this is quite like, it's not really like Through the Echoes. I'm trying to find some link between these.
I
stupid
thought
songs.
this was more like that first one he really not Through the Echoes, Lose It. The same kind of like building
Well,
up
Lose It's-
kind of vibe.
Oh, I think it's completely different to Lose. I think Petrified in Love, which is the next one, is quite like Shine a Light. I definitely see a bit
I
of
meant
a...
like in terms of the sort of tension. I think like it breeds. I don't
Yeah,
think it's similar to Through the Echoes. That's more of just a straight up best song in the world.
True,
Um,
yeah, true. Do you know what? Actually, now I'm listening to "Lose It" and I actually get what you mean. Yeah, I can hear them on the same album.
Yeah,
At very different
The-
parts of the album.
yeah. Those are the only two in my acid eyes, that feel remotely like they work together. And then "Petrified in Love." Don't know what's going on. At the start of it, I thought this would be a Parquet Courts tune. And then it turns into a very sort of punk, sort of Buzzcocks kind of thing, with just the chords and the whole song basically. I didn't really enjoy this one, to be honest. I just feel like he's releasing songs that don't suit him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I wasn't really too into this one either. The riff itself was pretty decent, but it just felt really flat. About
Yeah.
2 minutes 20, there was like a drum solo with like really reverberated vocals, and there was like kind of a solo that wasn't really a solo. And I thought, oh, maybe it's changing up. Maybe I'm going to be clawed back in. And then, shockingly, the vocals came back in, and it kind of ruined it, which is something I didn't think I'd ever say for Paolo, because I love his voice, and I will marry
it's
him
very
if he
real.
would like. Before
Liam
Yanni
Nutini, I
says.
think it's got a bit of a link to it. Yeah, I think it's weird. It like I said before, this kind of reminds me of Shine a Light, but in terms of like the production, it sounds completely different, which is weird. Just in terms of like the actual song structure. I think I said that Shine a Light reminds me of a James song. I can't say now.
I think you did say
Petrified in Love
James.
reminds me a bit of like it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. That kind of era and type of music.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. But
No.
again, the point here is what the fuck is going on? What's going on?
I just don't get it. I don't understand what's
What's going
happening.
on?
But we'll move on. Gorillaz feat Thundercat released a song Cracker Island. Naughty little dance bop.
Oh, big time. This is a
Um,
cracker.
it is a cracker. And obviously it shouldn't need to be said, but the bass is fantastic.
Naughty.
Backing vocals as well are
Mm.
in
Yeah.
what I assume is the chorus was really drove the tune along. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Sure
Yeah.
is.
And I like the kind of glitchy, like synthy sounds towards the end as well that come in. I think that really works out. It's a well structured dance song. It's the right length. It's perfect length,
Yeah.
if you will. 3:33. Perfect. Every song should be 3:33.
Do you think Damon Albarn ever sees his family? Because that man is busy.
Busy guy. I think this song took him about 4 minutes, right?
Maybe
Yeah.
so, but I mean,
I think
he
he's
does
just
not
got
rest.
it. He sat down, did the little dum, and he's done. That's it.
I
Easy.
mean, he makes that many songs that one of them, it's like throwing shit at a wall, something's going to stick.
Yeah. I do like how this song starts. Just kind of get straight into it. There's no build up. Get into the good stuff. And I very much appreciate that. Very solid tune.
Very solid tune. From one very solid tune to another very solid tune,
Average.
in my humble
Oh,
opinion.
God.
We've got Spiral Stairs with Hey 70. I thought this was fucking wonderful. It was very repetitive, but that chord progression just got me in the place, and I loved it, and I was happy.
I like the music. I don't know if I like Spiral on it. I feel like the blend is very weird. But I am listening to it again now, and I feel like I just need to get a grip.
I agree.
I think if
depending
Callum
on what
can
Liam says.
accept Spiral Stairs' voice, then you can, Yanni.
No, it's not
Yeah.
his
But
voice.
yeah, it's the mix of his voice
it's-
with the music.
It's weird hearing him over this
Yeah, I get what you
style
mean.
of thing.
I do know what you mean.
So
I quite like this song. I
Stop
thought it was
putting words
nice.
in my mouth, you bitch.
I am still genuinely surprised though that Callum hasn't mentioned his vocals at all.
No,
On
it did
these
not.
last two songs.
It did not ruin my experience.
He did not.
Yeah, no, I think this is a very pleasant tune. And I like the sounds of the guitars and stuff. I do get what Yanni means about the vocals sitting on top of that. Does kind of feel like it sits on top of it as opposed to as a part of the song. But yeah, I really like this. in general, really like tune. Good tune. Two in
Sound.
a tune. Two
Tune
in a row.
sandwich. Jamie T, with the song St. George Wharf Tower. St. George Wharf Tower.
St. George.
St. George Wharf
Oh,
Tower.
sound.
Is a new track off his upcoming album. I feel like he has to have one of these songs on every album he does.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard something similar to this on ever since he's like come back from his little hiatus. He's had basically this song on every single album. Sorry. I like the guitar riff. It's nice. But I don't think I'd ever choose to put this song on.
Yeah.
And I probably would skip it because there's better versions of this that he's done.
Couldn't agree more, Johannes. It was decent, but it just felt like something was missing. And I think that something was that it's not a sign of the times.
Yeah. I mean, Pete.
No, just stop crying, mate.
We do love Harry
Um,
Styles.
I actually didn't listen to this, and so I've just listened to it now. I'm not like that very. Who cares what my opinion on Jamie T? In all honesty,
Yeah, I don't.
but listening to it now, it sounds pleasant, but also
listen.
like something that I don't really care that much about. And that's my opinion. All right,
Thanks,
and I'm
mate.
entitled to it.
No.
Have you ever
Oh.
been to LA, boys?
I've never been to LA.
Liam?
I've never been to LA. No.
Funnily enough, neither have Oscar Lang or Wallace.
What are you talking about? Willis. Not Wallace.
Oh, gosh.
That's good. Oh dear. It was
Bugger.
decent. I'll never listen to it ever again, but it was all right.
Yeah.
I've never
to be honest,
listened to it.
Oh,
So-
fucking hell. What have you done?
On the
What have you been doing?
same kind of this flip of the coin there, you'll never listen to it again. I have never listened to it. I'm a man of the past, you're a man of the future. We work synchronously. That's not what
I don't think
Um,
I've enjoyed anything that we've had to listen to by Oscar Lang before. Whenever we've done that, I feel like I've always sort of been like, I don't care for this. This one, I didn't think it was that bad. Probably my favourite one that can
Wow.
remember hearing from him.
Wow.
I just thought the music was very nice and the vocals didn't really offend me. So,
Well,
yeah. I
I'm
mean, you
glad-
can't ask for more.
I can't ask for
Um,
more.
Don't
Liam,
ask for more.
Have you got it on now, or are you just not going to listen to it at all?
YouTube's just not loading. That's the
Ah,
thing with
well.
YouTube ones is that I always forget those ones because I make a playlist on Spotify, and so if it's not there, I forget.
Well,
so
maybe
no, but I don't feel like I
it's
need
your
to,
fault.
given your comment.
Right.
Maybe.
Willow.
Maybe.
Maybe it's my fault. I don't think it is though. I think Willow, it's your fault. That you're
I think it's
making
Will's fault.
bad music. It's
Oh, yeah,
also
be fair.
Will Smith's fault. And Jada's fault for creating this individual.
Wow. I
Um,
didn't mind this. I'm not going to lie to you.
I quite
well,
enjoyed it.
I
Actively
was going to
enjoyed it.
say, I don't immediately hate this. Gasp in the crowd. Oh wait, the pre-chorus is here to ruin everything. Yep, downhill rapidly. The only interesting part of this, in my opinion, was the verse. That was enjoyable to listen to, and then the rest was just like, no, I can't stand this.
Fair play. I think this style of music definitely suits Willow's voice more. And if she is going down this route, then I hope she does it in this way rather than collaborating with like MGK and everyone, because I'll never listen to that. Whereas this was all right and I enjoyed it. So
Is it safe to assume that Travis Barker did drums on this song?
almost certainly, but
Yeah, I was going to Google that.
I wanted to
Normally-
stop.
normally they he's like
Credit him.
listed as a feature.
I think he literally. I happened to watch an episode of The Kardashians.
Oh, same.
Yeah, same.
Bye.
I watch it.
Why
Coincidence.
don't you record the Christmas song?
No,
okay.
the one I'm. And do you know what? Actually, I'm making this up. It actually wasn't on the Kardashians. It was on a separate thing to do with Courtney and Travis.
I
The lady was
actively hate
watching.
them as a couple, though.
They make me feel sick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Travis
yeah,
was
disgusting.
saying he was like showing his studio. I think it was like a tour around the house actually. Showing his studio, and he was like, "I've worked with this artist, and rattled off fucking 12 major artists." And I thought, well, he's the drummer, isn't he? He's a drummer in pop music nowadays. But I do want him to stop doing that.
I
because
agree.
I
And
don't need to hear his little the same fills on every song.
He
I'm
didn't drum on
almost
this song.
certain
Oh, we did.
you've said that exact story word for word before.
God,
When we covered the last track that Willow did with Travis Barker, I'm sure you said it.
Well, I
Apparently,
stand by it.
the drummer of this track worked with Eve Tumor.
Wow.
Right, okay.
There was a bit of
So
Eve
Will-
Tumor about this track, I thought, the latest EP.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we were going to say that, were you, before I mentioned it?
Do you feel
genuinely,
like
I was.
Willow's
You bitch!
trying to appropriate another genre now? A different part of punk music? Trying to steal from somewhere else? Because she is not a natural punk? What I'm trying to say?
Who,
I think
Willow? Is
that's
that what you're saying?
Willow, yeah. You know, Willow.
Oh, who gives a shit? It's only Willows.
the-
Moving on to a very dim spotlight this week.
Are we doing this? Because I've not listened to it.
Oh no, we're not. Are we? We're
I
not
was
doing
going to say,
that.
No.
So dim that in fact
Shit.
we're not going to go to it.
Yanni, do you listen to this album?
No, I haven't. So it's
Do
just
you
up
want me
to
to
you.
say my word on it right now?
Yeah, we were meant to listen to Jack Johnson's new album, Meet the Moonlight, but we all couldn't be fucked, apart from Liam, who did listen to it. Liam, tell us about it now.
It's a nice Jack Johnson album. There you go.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed
Glad
it
I didn't
more.
waste my
I'll
time.
add one thing to that. I enjoyed it more than his last album, which I can't remember the name of. It was pleasant.
Can
It was nice. There's nothing really stand out about it. Jack Johnson still makes good music, but it's not stand out.
I probably should have mentioned this earlier. I've also been listening to quite a bit of the same songs. Nick Cave this week, Callum.
Well done.
Jubilee Street, obviously. Into My Arms. Oh Children, and what's the other one I've had on? Lots and lots and lots. We Came Along This Road.
Very good.
Which is, I've just been listening to those 4 songs.
Wow.
And No Pussy Blues, when I just want to feel a bit.
Great tune. Thank you. I will always
Rocking.
be eternally grateful for when you found that in that. I did
I
that
know, I
record
was
store
thinking
for me.
about
That
I
was
can't
fantastic.
can't believe that's hard. Such a random place for it to be as well, isn't it? Anyway, that's the pod.
That is the pod.
Everyone, every
Wow.
human.
What a lovely editing time I'm going to have because it's 45 minutes. Thank
Yeah.
you all.
You're welcome.
And if you are watching this video right now, hello. If you've made it this far, comment together we made it. Comment all the lyrics to We Made It.
Not the explicit version because
Yeah, no. Don't do that.
we don't want to be associated with that, please.
No.
We don't swear.
We don't swear. As is apparent if you listen to any one of our videos. Or watch any of them either. Anyway, if you're on the video, like it, subscribe, and ding a bell so you're notified when we do upload, which we've been doing a lot more frequently, I think you'll find.
We just need to learn how to market now, don't we?
I mean, I do too much as it is. Come on.
Stop pulling your finger out, mate.
If you're not watching us, then find the video on YouTube. If you search Falls in the Hill podcast, we'll be there. Instagram and Facebook, if you want to go to @Falls in the Hill podcast, Twitter @Falls in the Hill pod, and for the video watchers, the creeps, as referred to in the Always Sunny podcast, just go to the description because there's a link tree there with it all, baby. So thank you so much. Liam, have you got any facts for us this week?
You want a fact? Did you know
that porcupines become dependent the more they spend time with humans?
It's hedgehog, actually, mate.
Why did I say
Hedgehog.
porcupine?
Because he called it porky,
That'll be why.
maybe.
Goddamn.
did you know this is a conversation I had yesterday? You wouldn't know that, but did you know the fact from the conversation? The porky is a great name, a great interspecies name. It's a species fluid name. It works for anything. It works for porcupines, obviously.
Doesn't work for
It
a
works
cat,
for
does it?
hedgehogs. A fat cat. Call it porky. Why not?
Uh,
Any fat
What
animal.
about an ant?
That's not a pet.
People
Into
do have them
pet
as pets.
species, I'm going to say. If you've got pet ants, you need to get a life. And I'm being
Yeah,
deadly serious
100%.
now. Let those fuckers free. Okay? Free the
Not
people.
in the house though. That'd be fucking well
Free
annoying.
the
Do you know
ants.
how many ants there are? I'm sorry, it's terrifying.
Go on.
Quite a lot.
There's at least 10. At least.
There's at least 10 probably in this house.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
scares me.
he doesn't clean, does he?
Listen, I'll let
And
the
on
ants
that
eat all the
note,
food. And on
it's
that note,
time to end.
Goodbye.
look after your ants.
Goodbye.